Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm delighted to see so many of you here this evening. It's wonderful that you've come out to this town hall for small business on the East Side. My name is Vic Farley. I work for the City of San Jose's Office of Economic Development, and I'll be handing over now to a number of people. But before I do that, I'd like to introduce Jessica, who will say a few words of introduction. Thank you very much.
Buenas noches. I like that, yes. In English, good night? That sounds like a farewell though, doesn't it? All right, my name is Jessica Paz-Cedillos, and I'm the CEO here at the Mexican Heritage Plaza. It is an honor to welcome you to a space that holds a lot of political and historical sacredness. This is the site where Cesar Chavez first organized. La Plaza was built on the site, yes, where he held his first grocery store boycott. Here at La Plaza, we are a cultural institution. We see over 150,000 folks through the activation of this space. We work with over 60 local partners, which include local artists, multicultural groups, small businesses, and nonprofits in order to activate this beautiful 6-acre facility. And it is a pleasure to be able to welcome you to La Plaza. Now, it's a privilege to bring Councilmember Peter Ortiz to the stage, who will continue and let you know why we're here tonight.
All right. Round of applause for Jessica, please. Thank you. All right, how's everybody doing? We're excited? We're ready to get in business, make some money? That's what I like to hear. Hello, small business family. How's everybody doing? All right, see, there you go. That's what I like to see. I just want to start by saying this is exactly where this conversation belongs. Here in East San Jose, with the people who make this city move. I made sure this town hall happened right here because you deserve to be the first ones at the table, not the last ones in line. For too long, major events and opportunities have come and gone. And our families, our local entrepreneurs, our neighborhood business districts have been left watching from the sidelines. Well, not this time, not in 2026. I asked city staff to bring together our local business owners, our artists, our property owners, our community-based organizations, because we know East San Jose is strongest when we build together. This town hall was designed in partnership with people who know our community best, and that's you. 2026 is going to bring the Super Bowl, the World Cup, and the NCAA right to our doorstep. And yes, round of applause for that, please. And when the world arrives in San Jose, they need to feel the heartbeat of East San Jose, because we are the cultural hub of this city. They need to know our food, they need to know our culture, and of course, our hustle and our pride, because no one hustles like East San Jose. Yeah. When we say opportunity, we mean opportunity for all of us, right? We don't want crumbs, we want a real seat at the table. We don't want promises, we want investment. And we want an extra focus on elevating economic opportunity for our local entrepreneurs, our local property owners, who are the heartbeat of this great city. So tonight is about making sure that all of our small businesses have the tools they need to attract customers and the opportunities that 2026 will bring. Neighborhood business districts from Story Road to Alum Rock will be front and center. And it's important to make sure that the spotlight just doesn't stay in areas that are well-resourced or areas that are funded. It should shine right here in East San Jose and every community that has breathed life into this great city. So let's get informed, let's get organized, and let's get ready. Because 2026, it's coming fast. Literally, it's coming fast. And East San Jose is not going to sit this one out. Thank you for being here. Thank you for believing in our community. And so let's get to work, and let's show the world what East San Jose can do. Thank you so much. It is my honor to introduce our new Director of Office of Economic Development, Mrs. Jen Baker. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't know if it was Mrs.
Well, good evening, everyone. It is such a pleasure to be here and be sharing this great energy of the night. So thanks for showing up on a Monday evening to learn about SJ2026. Now we have a room full of tables and resources that you can visit. Hopefully you already got to make some introductions, but we have a fabulous program for you tonight. How many people know SJ26? A little bit. It's an abbreviation that the city has been using in honor and recognition of an initiative to celebrate 3 major sporting events that are coming to town, right? So we know Super Bowl in February, March Madness in March, and June and July we'll be hosting the World Cup. So tons of opportunities, and instead of saying that whole line and every time, we're abbreviating it to say SJ26. So that's what we'll be here talking about tonight. Starting earlier this year, the team really came together, and the city team wanted to strategize, how do we engage community? How do we make an amazing party? How do we not get left behind with these events that are happening in a couple of different pockets of community? And so step 1 was really, let's have a party. Let's have some amazing community events and activations, and we'll be hearing about those tonight in a panel conversation. So that was step 1. Step 2 was, how do we make it authentically San Jose? And our Office of Cultural Affairs has been working really hard on collaborations to elevate local artists, to show and invite how our community celebrates sports. And as the most diverse major city, or among the most diverse major cities in any year, we have so much to share with all of the international visitors and people from across the country who are coming to San Jose for these sporting events. Step 3, so we've got activations, we've got authentic art and culture that is going to be exhibited across the city, and step 3 is really making sure that you as community members have as many resources as possible so that you can plan your entrepreneurial endeavors, you can make smart decisions about your business, and you can decide where you want to put your energy as we all come together to welcome so many visitors to San Jose. So please join me in welcoming to the stage a couple of our colleagues who are going to talk specifically about San Jose activations. And do we have Ruth in the room yet? Oh, amazing. Ruth Shikata from the Bay Area Host Committee, we would love to welcome you to share some initial remarks about how the Bay Area Host Committee is engaging with the community and some of the events that we get to look forward to. We know there have been some strong announcements leading into the weekend, and would love to invite your voice.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ruth Shikata. I'm the Vice President of Government and External Affairs for the Bay Area Host Committee. And what a crowd tonight. So this is great. Glad you're all here. And I'm sure you're going to take away a lot of great information tonight. The Bay Area Host Committee is a nonprofit organization, and we operate like a sports commission, and that we focus on events that are regional in base. So those events that touch several different counties throughout the Bay Area. We do work not as hard and not as difficult at what John Poach does at the San Jose Sports Authority. He's been doing a great job, and the Sports Authority has been doing a great job for decades. We are a fairly new organization. We have stood up before. We worked on Super Bowl 50, but then we went dormant, and then we came back again to work on Super Bowl 60 and the World Cup. And then we did work a little bit on the NBA All-Star Game this past February. So what we do as an organization is we help facilitate the needs of the governing body, the sports league. So we help facilitate the needs of the NFL or FIFA to make sure that their events run the way that they envision it. So that we localize their events. We try to identify venues for them, and help them kind of fulfill what it is, all their operational needs. And so why that's important and how that translates to the people in this room is part of that experience for them and their marquee events is to make it authentic, as Jen was saying, to make it authentic to the region and to bring that local flair and spice and activation for their constituents, their fans, and for everyone to celebrate not only the sport, but the area that they're in. So that's how all of you can make that difference. One of the things that I was asked to chat a little bit about was the small business engagement and how that happens for events like Super Bowl and or World Cup. For Super Bowl, the NFL runs a program for underrepresented businesses, small businesses, and that program started about a year ago. And what they did is they ran a selected number of small businesses, about 100 or so, through an academy program to help small businesses understand what it is that they need to do to make themselves more competitive, to get bigger contracts, how to position themselves so that if someone makes a phone call and says, hey, I could use 1,000 of those, can you do that? How that might actually work, or how to give you tips on how to prepare yourself. So that program has been running for about 9 months now, and that the NFL continues to push to localized vendors, small businesses, mostly through their what they call their source program. What's going to happen for the Bay Area Host Committee, because that's an NFL branded program. So we're going to take those vendors and then take that program and then try and expand it for the World Cup. So whereas the opportunities may for vendors for Super Bowl may be smaller because of we're 2 months out now for Super Bowl 60. Our intention is to try and grow that program for World Cup. Now that the draw has been announced, we know that the countries that are going to be playing, at least for the first 5 matches here in the South Bay. And so I think that now is an opportunity for us to think really about, okay, how do we connect with those kinds of fans that are coming into the area? What is it that we can do? Beyond that, though, World Cup is a global game, right? You all are, how many of you are really into soccer and into the World Cup? Oh, a handful of you. Okay, there's more. Okay. You know, it's a celebration of sport and being a fan and about the countries you support. And so that doesn't mean necessarily just working with, the World Cup or the Bay Area Host Committee. It's really about, for us, what we're looking at is we want communities to celebrate themselves, celebrate the sport, celebrate their communities, and so that there are great opportunities here on the East Side to do that. Because you have a lot of pride, you have a lot of enthusiasm, you harness that for yourselves. So our what we would hope is that you harness that for yourselves in your neighborhood and your community, and you celebrate, no matter whether or not that an event is here or in San Francisco or in the East Bay. That doesn't mean that you can't do something here if you choose to do that and come together as a community. Jen, was there something else that was supposed to say? So I just wanted to say hello, thank you, introduce you to the Bay Area Host Committee. We hope that we'll be here for a long time to come. We do want to make sure to connect. As I mentioned before, that we want to grow our small business program so that what we'd like to do is as soon as the NFL program shuts down, we're going to try and reopen the program again to bring in more small businesses, underrepresented businesses. And so we encourage you, if you don't have one, to go and get certification for your businesses. That kind of it fast tracks things a bit. And that encourage you to continue to stay involved in San Jose I was looking at the SJ2026 website today. It connects to some of the materials that we've put out on how to activate your businesses if you want to do viewing parties within your bars and restaurants. And so I think that there's a lot of collaboration between San Jose and the Bay Area Host Committee. We want to make everyone successful, and we want everyone to have a great time. So thank you.
Well, a round of applause to Ruth from the Bay Area Host Committee. And what an amazing collaboration it has been between the Sports Authority, the Bay Area Host Committee, and so many partners to get to be a magnet for these amazing events across town. You know when your team member runs at you with the phone that you went out of order in the agenda? So we will retake the official agenda. And please join me in welcoming up next for comments Tommy O'Hare. Now, Tommy is going to give an overview of 2026 sporting events and specific San Jose activations.
Thank you, Jen. First of all, a big thank you to all of you for coming out tonight. I know it's difficult to do this late at night, and it's very much appreciated. And a big thank you to Councilmember Ortiz for organizing this for all of us. Thank you very much. I am your 2026 Sports and Special Events Director for the City of San Jose. It is a new position that was created specifically for these major events that are coming here to our city in San Jose. I am initially focused on the Super Bowl, March Madness, and the World Cup, but John Poach from the San Jose Sports Authority decided that we just weren't busy enough and went and signed us up for the National Women's Soccer League Championship game, which was an astounding success that we just had here about 2 weeks ago. Sellout crowd. All of our businesses downtown and hotels were all taken up with everything that happened. So we're hoping to replicate a lot of that success that we had for the NWSL championship game here in San Jose across the major sporting events that we have coming here. So what are we focused to here in San Jose that's going to help all of you out? We are focused on bringing huge amounts of foot traffic here to San Jose. So how are we going to do that? We don't have access to NFL IP. We don't have access to the World Cup IP. How are we going to do that? We don't have the games being played here. Well, we have teams staying here for Super Bowl and for the World Cup and for March Madness. We actually have the teams playing here. We're putting on major fan fest in downtown San Jose. So what are those consist of? Major concerts. You may have seen we just announced Kehlani, who's going to play Friday of the Super Bowl. We like to say local hero, global superstar. So she's coming. We'll announce a major act for a concert on Saturday. We will also have watch parties throughout the major sporting events that will be happening in downtown and for the World Cup throughout all the different districts, including a watch party here in Mexican Heritage Plaza. It'll take place during the World Cup. Exciting stuff for us. We'll have drone shows and evening entertainment to go along with that, so projection mapping. We also have a community engagement program that's going to involve us bringing out different programs into all the different districts throughout San Jose. And those are little soccer programs, basketball programs, football programs, things like that, to really engage with the community, help teach the values and principles of being an athlete and get people excited for what's happening for what we call SJ2026. We are working through the Sports Authority. They are the contracting entity who's handling everything related to SJ26 for the Fan Fest. So these are concert operators, these are drone show providers, these are projection mapping, community engagement, any other technical or digital tools that we have that go along with that. We've tried to source all of those vendors as much as we possibly can locally. And then we've asked that those operators also try to procure their services locally. So that's everything from food and beverage, marketing services like printing, portable restrooms. The list really goes on and on in terms of what we're doing. But we're really trying to take all the dollars that are being raised for SJ26, which are pretty much from our private companies here that have been so successful. They've invested back in the community. And we're trying to keep those dollars here in San Jose and use local vendors for everything that we're doing. So we are incredibly excited about everything that's coming here for for SJ26. We are doing our best to get as much visitor foot traffic as we can here. We're doing as much as we possibly can to help you all source business through these different events that we're having. And we look forward to seeing all of you at our SJ26 events.
That's awesome. So you can just feel the energy building, right? Concerts, drone shows, and maybe you're sitting in the audience and you're like, Jen, I don't own a drone company. How am I going to get a piece of SJ26? And so we have small business resources that we're going to share with you, and a small business resource toolkit also, so you can envision how you can own a piece of the activity. One of the questions that we're hearing from community members is about public safety. Like, what is the city doing to make sure that with all of these visitors coming to town, that our community is safe? And then likewise, what are ways that employers can be optimally responsive and well-informed when it comes to immigration and customs enforcement? And so the next two people who I would like to share the mic with are Ray Reardon from our Office of Emergency Management and is speaking also on behalf of the police department. And then we have a special guest tonight, Suli Kenyatta from the Small Business Majority, who will be walking us through some of the Know Your Rights employer information. So I'm very happy to be able to share that. And at the end, in a handful of minutes, we'll take a question and answer pause so that you can ask questions of Ruth, Tommy, Ray, and Suli. So Suli and Ray, could you join us up front? All right. All right. Looks like we're still gearing for Ray to hop up. Yeah, please have a seat. So as I've been learning more information and learning about how our team is engaging with community around SJ26, there are a couple of resources that have been very informative. Carlos Velasquez, our PIO, our Public Affairs Manager, Communications Manager, has been putting out information to help employers be optimally informed. And one of those resources he shared was a one-page document from the Small Business Majority about employers and employees knowing their rights. So would love to invite Suli to share some more about the education that they're doing in the community and what resources he thinks can be helpful for us.
No, thank you. Good evening. I didn't know I was a special guest. I would have. No, it's great to be here. I was not expecting this on a Monday night. This is an incredible crowd, and I think it just speaks to a lot of the activation and energy that's happening here in San Jose. So I got to give you all a round of applause for coming out tonight. My name is Suli Kenyatta. I'm the Northern California Outreach Manager for Small Business Majority. Small Business Majority is a 501c3 nonprofit. We're really focused on helping diverse small business owners really succeed. And we do that through three main pillars. So we have the education and insights. So we have a poll that goes out to a lot of our small business owner network, kind of talking about like what are some of the issues around policies or operations that they're dealing with at that time. We do a lot of more education and resources, so a host of different webinars, focus on access to capital, technical assistance, just really getting an overlay of what's happening in the small business ecosystem. And the third pillar that we do is policy and advocacy. So doing a lot of the legwork in Sacramento, talking to a lot of the local legislators just to make sure that the small business voice is happening in Sacramento. And just wanted to thank you again to the city of San Jose for an invite. One thing that we just wanted to kind of talk to and really highlight a lot of the conversations that we've been having is focus on a lot of the immigration enforcement raids that have been taken not only across here in the region but across California. We've been really focused on a lot of more traditional issues with small business owners, so like access to capital or healthcare. But this is an issue that has really come to the forefront, definitely within the past couple of months. And we just really wanted to kind of stress and be able to kind of elevate that in the conversation in terms of small business owners really understanding your rights and kind of taking that initiative and that proactive approach to really go about learning and engaging. So happy to continue in the conversation and any other questions.
All right. So by way of sort of further articulation, the city of San Jose has been working across law enforcement agencies and communicating about how to create safe, large public gatherings, talking about the different types of behaviors that sometimes come along with these big events that are ones that are not regularly a part of our city goings on. And so I think it's great for us all to be mindful. And we can hop into questions from the audience. If you have a question, raise your hand. But as you start to think a little bit about this panel, about activations, about the amazing sports and visitors coming to town, I'll kick us off with a question, which is what is a safe space, or what is a public space versus a private space in a small business? Like, what does that look like vis-a-vis small business majority, and how are you explaining that to clients that you're counseling?
We're definitely encouraging a lot of the small business owners to kind of understand more of the legal rights, specifically with, you say, kind of their physical building, or a lot of times with a lot of business also have kind of more consulting or remote services. So we definitely, we're sitting over there. I have a kind of a resource page with QR codes specifically on kind of legal aid, nonprofit organizations that are taking place. I did see some that are here in the room. I would say one of the big kind of points that we've heard a lot is that a lot of those local resources and local ecosystem really makes a difference. So really kind of tapping in with a lot of these local partners here. I did see a Know Your Rights training flyer when I walked in. That was incredible. So it's exciting to just see a lot of the partners already doing the work. But one thing I also, we've really been hearing about is the importance of kind of peer learning. A lot of small business owners communicating with other small business owners and really kind of being able to kind of share those resources and information across the network in just terms of kind of identifying like what those legalities are.
I'll just make my way around the room here for some questions. Just raise your hand and if you could kindly introduce yourself.
Aaron Resendes. I'm a small business consultant. But my question, especially to you, the first time that I know who you are, how, there is businesses being, what will I say, stopped to grow from San Jose Police Department. How can you help us to have that conversation with them? There is not only immigration issues. There is also issues with SJPD here in San Jose and other cities like San Mateo. And there is a lot of struggle on the small businesses, Latinos. We have to address that first than going to the World Cup. We all love soccer. We all love the World Cup. They would like to participate by being open, and I think we need to meet soon.
Well, I would love to meet with you, and our team around the room would also love to meet with you. Our police department has been doing a fair bit of outreach in the community, and so I think there would be opportunities also to liaise directly with the police department on whatever particular challenge is emerging to you as a small business owner. And I won't purport to speak on their behalf, but I'm happy to bridge an introduction. And
Have that conversation, that's all. It's a business.
Absolutely.
Business, we do not accept that word no for an answer. As business and a small business, we do not accept that no for an answer. It has to be a communication. It has to be a business deal with conditions, but they need to talk to us, to small businesses. Thank you.
Yeah. What I would share is that we have a number of resource partners around the room. So we've got SCORE, the Small Business Development Center Network, waving hello. We've got Juan from the city of San Jose, who specifically coaches businesses who are in the restaurant industry and helping them with code and permitting challenges. So In addition to the police department, I would share, I hope that the community is feeling supported by a number of resources that we're bringing together to try to help navigate. And so happy to hear, well, unhappy to hear, but would love to hear more about the specific challenges that you have, and definitely follow up after the event and see where we can have a broader conversation.
This goes for the Ruth and Tommy. How do the small business owners, you said that you all worked with the hundreds of businesses to get incorporated with the Super Bowl, and now you're going to do it for the FIFA. How can the small business still can get involved with you guys?
So what I was mentioning a little bit before was that the NFL runs their program, right? And then so how they run their program is not only just an academy, but to create a directory of resources that they know that their vendors might use. And so, like, that's what we want to do on our side, is to create a directory of resources of businesses that have that are underrepresented. And so that process, though, that takes just a little bit, because we want to make sure that the businesses match with the potential vendors, that the types of businesses that vendors might be seeking. So then going down to the root of your question, we have a place on our website where we're having intake information about businesses. Really, just at this point in time, it's not a lot of information. It's contact information and the type of business that you have, because we can't really run our program until the NFL piece concludes, because they really own this program right now until Super Bowl happens. But then our hope is that we'd be able to create a directory of sorts of businesses, so that that either the larger contractors or larger contractors can tap into that, and or from us on a smaller basis, that we can also look within our own directory of businesses and see if we can find a match.
Hello, my name is Elena Robles. I work with social services in my real life. And, my clients are always looking for work, and I'm Spanish coded, so many of my clients are here with the special refugee status work permits and aspects like that from all around the world. They are incredibly busy, diligent workers. But the number one thing I think is an issue for all of my clients, including my English-speaking clients, is the filling out of paperwork. Unfortunately, the United States average level of reading for everybody in the United States is 5th grade. Was 8th grade 10 years ago, 8th grade level of words. And I took classes back then, and I was astounded at how little people really understand what they're reading. And then there's the comprehension part of it, and then there's the attention deficit part of it, et cetera, et cetera. Everything that you talk about requires filling out paperwork. You can translate it. I have a ton of things in the 7 languages that we translate everything in. There's no difference in that aspect of language difficulty and difficulty in understanding what the process is saying. We take so much time because we're educated. We're creating these forms, and they're tight. They've got everything all in there because we work so hard to get it like that. And even people who've been to college have a hard time getting them complete. They will turn them in and go, oh, you didn't sign here. It requires a copy of your driver's license. Those little things that you read, but you kind of skip over. It would do great for all of the county if you, as agencies, would collaborate in a locale where people can check in with them, make an appointment, and have assistance filling out any of your applications.
So you see that there's a lot of people here, right? So this is the Mayfair community, the East San Jose community. It's a very diverse community. And what I want to capture for the group high level is what we want to hear from y'all is what is the technical assistance specifically that is being provided to our community groups? And then what I want to know is there's a lot of local funding, like money's going to be flowing. What is the commitment, not just to communities like the East Side? What is the commitment to employing our local artists, our local business community?
Yeah, I think maybe owing just a quick response, and then we'll come say hello. Well, there are city-partnered resources, some in the room tonight, but not all inclusively in the room tonight, who regularly help companies with company registrations, with how to get a food permit, so collaborating with the county, all sorts of technical assistance where a business advisor would chat with a client one-on-one and take the amount of time necessary across different language resources to be able to help a company with different forms. And as a city employee, yes, I would love less forms. But if you have a question, or if you're a client and you're like, or if you're an advisor to businesses and you're seeking a specific resource, please follow our newsletter and read our blog, and reach out to the resources that we offer, or that we share, that our partners are offering, because there is quite a bit of technical assistance and capacity building. And that's, we'll get to that in a couple minutes in the next panel tonight also, because we have some really fun branding resources in different languages that I think many of you can take home with you tonight, you can download. So we are really making an effort to have this be an accessible opportunity, and we want people to have fun and engage. And I know we got down a little bit of a pathway about vendors specifically, and where there are vendor opportunities with the Bay Area Host Committee. But we're in the land of entrepreneurs, right? So I don't want folks to come away from the room thinking that the only opportunities are to be a vendor, but that there are unique opportunities that a community can create with youth sports, with food and different menus that help celebrate, with take-home kits for people who want to have the party in their living room instead, and where you can be a vendor or pre-sell your specialties to community members and other people who are interested in visiting. So a lot of different opportunities. One lane is definitely to be a vendor through one of the formal channels, and then we'll hear from our next panel what some of the other opportunities are with entertainment zones and hosting special events, and some of the great branding that Team San Jose is championing, and then also how you can get the word out about things that are happening organically in your community and what other business organizations are doing. So I know we have a question in the back.
Thank you. Hi, this was for Ruth. We want to talk, how can we become a partner to health, because you have procurement and workforce, but we want to also connect the employee wellness with that, because all this is going to require health, and want to know how can we partner with you during this time, during the Super Bowl week and moving forward. We want to be a partner on these services, because you don't see the wellness people coming out, so that's going to play a major role as well. There's providers when it comes to sports, so I deal with injuries and with shockwave and with joints, so anything that, and so the NFL right now is focusing, as far as the players, they're focusing on brain injury, so that's the mental health, as you know, and men's health. So we want to partner with you with that and incorporate these different businesses like this. So I want to know, Ruth, can we partner with you on that? So that was the question.
So for the host committee, that we too are a service provider. So we are a service provider to the NFL or to FIFA. And so so there are two parts to your question. One is just in general about workforce. And the primary place for the workforce is really either on the NFL side, that they go and they recruit and bring people to their events. They pay people, so they don't ask for free labor or volunteers, that they actually, they'll pay for their workforce. And then on the FIFA side, that they will be looking for their own workforce as well. From the host committee, we do have a workforce program. It's a smaller program. It's really a pilot, so to speak, where we're trying to leverage the events to provide for some opportunity for a small number of people. I say small because at NBA All-Star was 50. At Super Bowl, it'd be like 200, 250, where they can use the event to help leverage some of their skills, put them into a workforce program that hopefully will lead to a long-term a career pathway. So that was part one. So workforce is we look for partners in that, but we have a private delivery system, if you will, on the workforce. On the wellness side, we have started to field more inquiries about partnering in different areas other than just the event itself. I received an inquiry just last week about something similar about mental health. We haven't really started to kind of dive into that yet, but then those inquiries are starting to come in, so let's connect afterwards, and then we can exchange information and just keep in touch about that. We are still looking at, we're still in the formation process in a lot of ways, and so there are a lot of things that we're doing right now that we're kind of eventing as we go.
I think we have time just for one more question for this panel, and then we'll introduce the next group of speakers.
I just wanted to echo Elena Robles and this lady here. I am a senior. I have a business for many years, and we were in downtown, many of us, but we were pushed out of downtown. Now the emphasis is on the east side, and this room is full, and there is standing people in the back. I think the great opportunity is missed by recruiting us to participate in these events. There are many resources here, but I probably will be able to talk to only one table. And the forms that we need to fill out, even the web. As a senior, sometimes I cannot use a web, or we don't have a staff to go. The only person that put the phone number is this gentleman here. And the other ones did not put a phone number. You look at into a web, and I think you both were here in downtown San Jose, and you look in the web. We approach you, and you say, go to our web. And I have a pile of papers. And to me, to drive all the way here to find parking, we are here, we are missing the opportunity to engage us and be the multicultural asset that this region has. I did mention about 2 months ago, a month ago, in the city of San Jose, we need to promote a theme that we're a multicultural region in the whole world. In the whole country. Silicon Valley is the epicenter of the innovation, high technology of the world. And I think it happened because we as ethnic people are here. We're bilingual and bicultural. Somos latinos, somos indígenas, somos afro. Eso es lo que se debe enfatizar en esta región. But we seem to be invisible. Go to your web. I'm 82 years old. You are missing my age group. We need to emphasize our multicultural, nuestra cultura multicultural. I want the fans to come into my place. But you are telling the opportunities as events. How am I going to participate? It's almost too late for me to participate in that. But maybe they could come, the public, they could come into my store that I have here in San Jose. They could come to her place, to his taquería. This is what I'm going, eso es lo que voy a decir. Muchas gracias. Thank you very much.
Well, definitely with a menagerie of teams coming to town, and with the level of celebration that is upon us, I do think there is opportunity to welcome many visitors, right? So the teams, who I know many people were expecting maybe that Messi would be coming back to town, and unfortunately that was not the case for this particular draw. But we will be welcoming people from Australia, Austria, Paraguay, Qatar, Switzerland, all over the place. And so there will be a ton of opportunity to showcase to different international visitors and people from other districts who are curious about learning about San Jose's culture. So I think that is the perfect segue to our next panel, which is going to speak up, we'll come up to the top again, which is going to speak also about branding, about small business entrepreneurship, and opportunities to market your unique businesses. So
Before we close, I just wanted to thank everybody again for the opportunity to come out here and to speak to a lot of the comments that were made in terms of, as you all, as small business owners, you all each have their own story in terms of the history and the character of your small business. So we're definitely encouraging small business owners to kind of get engaged in the policy level and kind of those policy conversations. So if there's any opportunity or any interest of kind of being a spokesperson for those types of policies that are being talked about and discussed, about Know Your Rights or about healthcare, definitely would be excited to continue and talk. And going into next year, the San Jose would definitely have the focal point of the eye of the government. So I think there's a lot of opportunity for small business owners to have that space in that. So thank you.
yeah, thank you. As a community, we don't get to host the Super Bowl every year or the World Cup or March Madness. So this really is a unique fusion of opportunity. And it's a muscle we also have to learn how to flex. So I appreciate everyone's comments and helping us think about how to customize the experience and how San Jose can be most authentically represented as these events come online. So a big round of applause, please, to our guest panel. All right. And let's see here. Next up, I would love to invite our colleague Francis Wong from Team San Jose, who's going to talk to us a little bit about some of the marketing tools, the collateral that has been produced. And when I think about this, you'll see some people wearing SJ2026 pens. You'll see that there's a table of collateral that you can help yourself to, also downloadable. But in my economic developer's dreamland, I would love to see SJ branding and a welcome for all in everybody's windows, in everybody's storefronts, right? Because we do really want to put a best foot forward in welcoming the world to San Jose. And with that, Frances already has a microphone, so we'll let her introduce what Team San Jose is up to.
I am prepared. Hi, everybody. I'm Frances Wong. I'm the Director of Marketing and Communications and Global Media Relations for Visit San Jose and Team San Jose. A lot of you guys are familiar with Visit San Jose. We're the official tourism board for the city. But we're also in the events business with the Convention Center and 4 historic theaters in downtown San Jose as well. So we're also event management for the city for those venues. We have a great opportunity. I'm very lucky to be working for Team San Jose and Visit San Jose to be welcoming visitors to 2026 next year into San Jose. We have a great opportunity among us and to really put San Jose on the global stage and tell our story and tell the Eastside story. We are over there in the back of the table. We have a lot of resources for you. We have some small business posters and tabletops. Thank you, Sal. They're in 4 languages. And so I totally hear you on getting the outreach out as someone of minority myself. It's the language that sometimes is lost in communication. So we have English, we have Vietnamese, Chinese, and of course Spanish over there. And if you need any more, let us know and we'll provide some more for you. Also, there's a great website, SJ2026.org, as many of you already know. But if you click on the tabs, there's an industry page, toolkit, where you can also download those resources for yourself and get those printed within your community as well. The table toppers are great because you can just put them on each of your tables, and if you're a restaurant or a small business. And the posters, put them against the wall and let everybody else know what's going on. To tell you a little bit about what SJ26 and us at Visit San Jose are doing for branding, you're going to see a lot of these big signs, and they're colorful, brand new marketing assets that's featuring not only the Super Bowl, but basketball for NCAA, soccer for World Cup, and many more, just so that we can really showcase the diverse events and the diverse people that we have in San Jose. One of the things that I really get to do, and I love my job for it, is I get to tell everybody's stories. The businesses, the small businesses in Eastside San Jose, all have stories and all have different backgrounds of why you started, with the motivation behind these stories. So please let me know, please let my team know about why you decided to start your business and how we can help. My background is in PR, and I work with many of the media in the room here as a resource. And if I know your story, I can then turn around and tell the story on your behalf and get you some publicity, get a spotlight on you as well. Also, I just came back from New York from a successful media trip. I talked to New York media about SJ26, what's going on in San Jose, and how we're going to be different for New Yorkers coming into San Jose. I worked with international media just 2 weeks ago. I had a press trip from Japan talking about what they can do in San Jose, what's cool in San Jose. I took them to Adega down the street. Jessica from Adega also, don't tell her yet, because, well, you can tell her. Tell her. She was going to find out as soon as I send this email off. She just got quoted in allrecipes.com as a baking expert. So we promote our stories and our San Joseans throughout any opportunity that we see. And so this is going to be a great opportunity. If you're able to let me know and let my team know what's going on, I can help you and really make San Jose a thriving, positive place in the press, in the media, and of course the world. Go to sj26.org for more information. I got to put that plug in there. But yeah, I am here to help you tell your stories and really utilize not only our social media assets, but also make sure that San Jose can be well represented on behalf of the city.
Lovely. Thank you, Francis. Now, Councilmember Ortiz just kind of whispered over, and he's like, but is it in Spanish? And I wanted to share that if you scroll down to the bottom of the site, there's a button where you can pick Spanish, German, Chinese, Vietnamese.
Yeah, there's a little hamburger on the bottom. You scroll down, you click on it, and you can pick your language.
Very good. So one of the first things in being able to be able to celebrate and rally around the events is knowing what the schedule looks like. And so I really encourage people to drill around, take a look at the timing of events, and really start to think as an entrepreneur in a business, like, how do you want to prioritize, right? The Super Bowl is a shorter time period. We have people in town for a couple of days for one big game event. Whereas the World Cup, we've got several weeks of activities with the games kind of spaced out. And people traveling from across the world to land here are probably going to spend some more days than just a weekend. So as a small business, as an entrepreneur, the kind of questions that I'm thinking about are, where do I want to prioritize my energy in engaging based on the different events? And a good first step is looking at the amazing schedule that is put together. So, all right. Next up, we have been hearing a lot from community members, questions about entertainment zones. What the heck is an entertainment zone? And also, how do we host local community events, right? So it's the case that not everybody wants to hop in a car or ride the bus downtown and deal with parking or that sort of thing. But there is tremendous opportunity in pockets of community all over all of the districts of San Jose to think about what an event could look like for your community. And maybe it's around youth sports, maybe it's around food celebrations, maybe it's around your favorite team or your favorite player who's going to be in town. It could be all sorts of things. So please join me in welcoming to the stage from our Office of Economic Development and Cultural Affairs team, Melina Iglesias and Leonela Nelly Torres.
I think it's easiest if I'm up here. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is Melina Iglesias, and I get to serve as the Director of Events for the Office of Cultural Affairs. And I'm joined by my colleague, Nelly Torres. So we're just going to briefly introduce the entertainment zone, and then we're going to talk about how to do it, as Jen mentioned. But it's really cool because we have this rare opportunity in 2026 to host all these cool destination sports events. So we know what we have, but what are we going to do, right? And so that's where our office is here to support and help you through the process of your vision for the activation, for the events, for all the cool stuff that you would want to do as a visitor, as a resident, as a community member. And we're here year round. So 2026, we're just amplifying what we do, but we're here every day, every year to help and support our community. So what we get to do is we get to facilitate the use of outdoor spaces, public spaces, and also private property. And one of the things that we're going to dive into really quick, and I'm just going to introduce it briefly because I'm sure you'll have some questions and some kind of ideas of how this applies to you specifically. But the entertainment zone is a new law that was passed in 2025 that allows for licensed ABC businesses, so think about restaurants, breweries, wineries, to allow for the sale of to-go alcoholic container beverages to be enjoyed in an outdoor special event space, which previously that couldn't happen. So our businesses were excluded from that economic opportunity. So this is a really cool new tool that we are excited to debut. We have 8 specific entertainment zones in the city, and one of them is here in Alum Rock. And so we want to host your events, and we're going to walk you through the process. But again, it's hard to kind of put it all together because no 2 events are alike. They're all unique and special, and so that's what we have, our dedicated team to help and support you through the process. So what is an entertainment zone? An entertainment zone is an activated outdoor space where alcoholic beverages can be sold from the licensed ABC businesses, and it can be enjoyed outdoors. So I can enjoy my michelada and someone else can enjoy their mimosa, and we come in together and enjoy them in an outdoor common space that is permitted through our office. There's no additional fee for it. And there are specific rules around, the boundaries and safeties and cups and all that good stuff, but we're here to walk you through that specifically. But it's just a really interesting way because before our businesses were excluded from being able to participate in that outdoor event activation and the beverages sale. So we're hoping that this is going to be a cool way to just attract more fun, engage our businesses. We have this cool idea of how things can happen, but we're expecting that you guys, this is your backyard, right? This is your guys' hood. You guys know what it is about, and you guys can bring those ideas to us, and we can walk you through how to make it happen. So with that, let's see, where are we on I kind of went on. I got really excited about the conversation. But like I said, the background here is it's a state Senate bill. It's an entertainment zone in San Jose. We have 8 of them specifically. They're activated through the outdoor special event permit process. There's no fee. There are, again, conditions that we have to work through as far as the boundary goes, and what it looks like. But here's the map that shows for us here in Alum Rock. It's Alum Rock Avenue between Silk Creek and 31st Street. So think about all of those businesses and restaurants and bars that can activate their outdoor space and engage in the entertainment zone. Let's see how to go about it, right? So you have to have an outdoor special event permit. So you get to work with us, and we help you through the process. Again, no fees for this. There are specific windows of time, no earlier than 8 a.m., no later than 11:59 p.m., but it has to align with both your business's ABC conditions and also the event permit. So the hours of the event permit and the ABC conditions apply. And then you have to be 21 and over, of course, to consume alcohol, just like regular state law. And then we just work through it together. We want to hear your ideas and how to make it happen, and then how to participate. So businesses would need to register with ABC on an annual basis. There's a quick little web portal that you submit your ABC license, and then the ordinance zone number. So that's when you'll get to work with us, and we'll give you that number. And you just register. And it's approved. There's no waiting time unless there's any issues with your license, but that's another level between you and ABC. And then event organizers, they have to submit an outdoor special event permit application through our office. They select that they want to activate the entertainment zone within that specific district. They submit their proposal. We work through the safety plans. We coordinate with our colleagues in the fire department, the police department, the county health department. So all of the different agencies that provide a service or permit are coordinated through our office, and then you have your special event with an entertainment zone, and you have a dedicated event manager from our team that will walk you through the process and help you through it as well. So this is what the ABC registration license page looks like. Again, simple, quick 2 fields where you enter your ABC license and then the ordinance zone, and you hit submit, and it says thanks for registering. You do that on an annual basis as a business. And so Nellie's going to talk to you about all the fun stuff that we get to do in the Office of Cultural Affairs and how we can support you.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Buenas noches a todos. First of all, thank you, everyone, for being here. Also, thank you to Catering for All Occasions for the really good food. Gracias, Gloria y el equipo. Muy rica la comida. And, of course, thank you to the School of Arts and Culture at the Mexican Heritage Plaza. So what we get to do is we work with over 100 event organizers pretty much every year to permit their events. So what that means is they come to us for outdoor special events, and we get to work with them and other departments that will provide permits and services that they need in order to have a successful event. So was anyone that's here, was anyone at Avenida de Altares here? Yeah. So that is a staple School of Arts and Culture event, and we help them through that process. So something similar to that, we worked with Jessica and her team to close the street down, to work with the Department of Transportation, PD, VTA, other partners, internal and external, to make the cool stuff happen. So we work behind the scenes, make sure that the event organizer has everything that they need to be successful, and we're very much like customer service oriented. We do have the outdoor special event application, so that it can seem a little daunting because it's like 15 pages long, but that's because it's a packet with other department permits in it. So sometimes your event will not trigger other departments, but when they do, we can help you point out which permits within the packet you'll need to fill out. And that's what our team does. We're a team of 3 event managers and then our director, Melina. So we're here to help you. And then within that application, like Melina mentioned, will be a checkbox if you would like to activate the entertainment zone. And that's where we kind of come in and support you with any guidelines, requirements that you'll need for the entertainment zone and then for the event overall. So like street closure permits, street closure equipment, staffing, things like that. And Kim and her team, very used to that process. The Cinco de Mayo parade by D5, Councilmember Ortiz, that's another group that we love to work with. So those are some of the events that we do year-round, or that we help event organizers do year-round. Like I said, we help over 100 event organizers. This past fiscal year, I think we had over 500 event days. So that means like I know it's a lot, but it's so much fun because we get to do that fun stuff here in San Jose. And these are outdoor spaces. So these are outdoor public spaces, streets, parks, and also private property parking lots. So if you do have a surface lot that you would like to activate with an event, we also go through this process, and then we'll help you through to get a special event permit that allows you to use a private property surface lot outside of its intended use, which is to park cars, and it allows you to use it as an event space. So that's what we do at the Office of Cultural Affairs Special Events team.
All right, you can tell the enthusiasm of Melina and Nelly. They're just amazing at what they do, hosting more event days than there are calendar days in the year. And we own it. It's a form, right? It's a lot of pages, and not all of the pages are ones that you have to engage in, and our team will help you navigate that. So just out of curiosity, how many people have thought about hosting like an organic event here? All right. So we've got half a dozen, 8 people or so who would be curious about what that looks like. And we've got team members here who are able to support you in that application and make sure your event is safe, that it's playing along with the rules, and that you can have a great time. So.
And also, I just failed to mention that we have an entertainment zone toolkit at your table, so it kind of has some really high-level how-tos, if you will. And it does have our phone number, so we are available to assist you and walk you and help you through the process. We welcome your ideas. This is what we're here for. Again, we're highlighting this for 2026, but we're here all the time for you. So really looking forward to working with you. I love to see those new hands up there. I'm excited to hear your proposals. Thank you.
All right. Well, we'll keep the events team and Team San Jose on stage for a little bit because we have one more segment that we want to get to on the small business resource topic. And so allow me to introduce my colleague, Vic Farley. And Vic and I are going I'm going to grab another mic, and we're going to walk you through some of the tools and the toolkits and resource libraries and opportunities, in addition to the folks who are tabling around the room who can support a business who wants to be engaged through our small business toolkit resources.
Great. Good evening, everyone. I'm absolutely thrilled to see you all, to see the people I know through the business associations, our partner organizations. Can I just give a shout out to each of them individually? The Small Business Development Center are here this evening. Thank you very much. SCORE, the Society of Retired Executives, fantastic. Been here 40 years in Silicon Valley. The Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, brilliant, statewide, local, thank you. The Latino Business Foundation here on Alum Rock Avenue in the Quetzal Gardens building with Somos and Excite Credit Union, brilliant. TechCU, welcome. Important credit union for the city, for Silicon Valley, locally, very interested in business. And our one and only famous Juan Borelli, who looks after all the small business permitting. He sees 3,000 people. He sells me personally every year. Anything to do with the permit, building, he's the guy. So please take advantage of everyone here. My job, The Voice, as you know, I'm British. I just read the news. I don't do anything else, okay? So I'm going to read with my colleagues, and this is where I get into trouble. Really two things with my director. One is just to say the toolkit really is designed so that you don't have to spend 30 minutes Google searching. This is the one place you go to find something else. So the serious point is if there's one thing I'd like you to take away from this evening, it's you want to use that site. Because that's where we want to put as much information to support small business over the next 12 months to allow you to make good decisions. So this is what Jen and I are going to speak to for the next 2 or 3 minutes, and then we will be delighted to take questions, and then I'm going to invite other people onto the panel. Jen.
All right. Well, you're getting a sneak peek here. The domain is sj26.sanjose.org. And as I mentioned before, you can access it on your phone, you can access it on a computer, and if you scroll all the way to the bottom of the page, then you can select a language if the default language is not your preferred language to be digesting information. The toolkit is great, and we will be updating it regularly. It seems that there is information that is emerging on a weekly basis to help us help you get access to information. And so you can see across some of the tiles how to access the calendar for upcoming events. You can see specifically how to access our City of San Jose small business team and resources. So we've introduced some of them to you tonight. And I wanted to add a shout out. I don't know if we said, we called out the Work to Future team is also here on the workforce side of things. Work to Future has been collaborating with the Bay Area Host Committee for job seekers who want an independent opportunity, and maybe not as a business entrepreneur, but somebody who is just seeking employment through some of the activities coming to town. And so if you're otherwise looking to build your career, find a career pathway, or help somebody along, our Work to Future team does a really amazing job. And I also wanted to pause, and I'll speak a little bit more slowly, and thank our interpretation crew. I realized as we've all been speaking really quickly that their microphones are overheating over here, but it is an amazing job, and thank you for the interpretation to help make this event more language accessible. All right, back to the toolkit. So Team San Jose also has a tile on our kit where we've consolidated resources. And from the Team San Jose site, as Francis mentioned, there's some great things that you can find. There's the branding and iconography. And then there is also a form that you can fill out to share with Team San Jose any events that you're creating or that are promotional opportunities that your business is launching, to say, hey, things are going on at my business, or my community is hosting this sports adjacent event. So definitely encourage people to visit the Team San Jose website to be able to use that as an amplifier for the community activity that you're going to be jumping into. All right. We had Ruth here a little bit earlier, but some of the other things that you can find on the website are rules, right? The Bay Area Host Committee, the Super Bowl, and FIFA all have very specific branding guidelines, so you can visit those on the website. Like technically, we're not supposed to say Super Bowl in our marketing of the Super Bowl because there is a very specific trademark for that. So referencing the big game or other things where people know you're talking about the Super Bowl will help you not get your website blocked or get us in trouble, right? And there are some very clear examples of web page and social media posts that indicate what the rules are. So we don't have to go into all of those right now, but know that they're linked and they're posted in the toolkit. We heard a little bit already from the team about special event planning. And there are a few access to capital resources and other business capacity building resources that we'd love to share about too. Vic was quick to learn that Bank of America is actually the FIFA financial institution official sponsor. So Vic, maybe you could share a word about how Bank of America is offering resources.
Yep, sure. So if you look on bankofamerica.com, BOFA, and or Google search Bank of America FIFA, it will take you to a particular part of the big bank website, and you will see all the special programs that the bank are introducing for 2026. They are FIFA's official bank. They will be welcoming people who particularly are visiting the United States from abroad as much as they'll be trying to support small business. And I know in many of our neighborhoods we have a Bank of America branch. We have one here just up the road in Alum Rock Avenue. So Bank of America is very rooted in our community. Its history is in many respects here. For those of you who know, previously Bank of America was Bank of Italy. And Bank of Italy has one of its most famous branches here in the city of San Jose in downtown. So there is a lot of history to the bank, to its engagement with you as a community and as business. And they're very interested in working with individual businesses who want to become either clients of the bank or want more information through the bank. So please look at that. And if you're unsure about it, you're always welcome to contact me or see anyone in my team in the Office of Economic Development, because we regularly make referrals to lenders, only approved lenders, FDIC approved lenders, credit unions, banks, and community development financial institutions, and we are able to give you that referral. And often we will say, go to one of the partner organizations that I've introduced here earlier, because many of them have that level of expertise to work with your business on either capital raising, cash management, refinancing, or lines of credit, all of which I say to people, whenever you're into funding, always take advice. Don't ever sign the first thing that you look at. Always, please take advice. I say that as a former business owner, that it's important to take advice. Thank you.
Yeah, and just to be clear, this is not a city endorsement of any particular lending institution. It's just to say that there is a resource page that is stood up that offers little modules on working capital, on lines of credit, on how, if you need to buy more inventory or hire another staff person, how you might prepare to do that. And those are conversations that people can have with their lending partners right now in preparation for the summertime. So not an endorsement, but a pool of resources that is available to you all. And there are a couple of other partners that are offering business resources for people who are seeking. We talked a little bit already about the employer Know Your Rights pages, and I think there are some additional handouts that you can grab. I saw some additional materials that were brought into the room this evening. And so those are also accessible and downloadable in multiple languages from our site or linked to other sites where there is different translations. Our OEDCA team, I'm going to pass this one back to Vic, is offering the typical assistance that we do in working with companies and through outreach. And so some of those programs are technical assistance that we have listed out here also.
Yeah, essentially what we do is three things really. One is provide good information, and I hope you get a sense of that this evening from just talking to people, particularly city staff over here, about what's available to you. Please take that opportunity up. Number one, information. Two, the services. It's very important that you know who the organizations are so you can go and speak to them, take a card, and contact them. Use them, please. These are services provided across the city. And number three, we do have grant programs. We run a storefront grant program. If you're looking to expand, you're moving into a vacant unit, we have a grant program. My team here who manage the grant program are here. So if you're interested in a grant, please come and see me. So the three things that we really focus on here are the information, the services, and the grants. That's what most people ask us about. And also sometimes a referral, whether it's for lending or something specialized. And then my colleague Juan Borelli does all the permit work. So we're really a kind of one-stop shop. We try to be, and we try to offer that whenever we can to people in this audience. The last thing we do, because we'll come on to this next, is we try and work more closely in neighborhoods. So we work more closely in Alum Rock here with the Business Association, with Story Road and the Vietnamese community and the business community there. So we try and work in that local business community because each community has its own interests, its own identity, and its own needs, and they do vary. So that's the other piece to this that we'll come on to. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Vic. And Tommy O'Hare just came up and wanted to share an add-on announcement as we celebrate lending partners and resources.
Thanks so much, Jen. We haven't announced all of our sponsors yet for the 2026 program, but there's a great credit union that's in the room who is local and has done a fantastic job, and we highly recommend TechCU, who is in here. So a big thank you to TechCU for coming out tonight. A huge thank you to all the support that they put into this community. It's not just the overwhelming support that they've shown us for SJ26, but everything that they do around the community for us to help out local businesses, help out the unbanked, and also help support all of our other sports, in particular the Barracudas as well. So big thank you to TechCU for showing up today. Very much appreciated, and highly recommend working with them.
Thank you, Tommy. All right. We have, and thank you for holding on for almost 2 hours of program, a lot of content richness. We have one last panel, and it is from some of the directors of the Directors Alliance representing business districts from different pockets of the city of San Jose. And we're going to invite them to share a little bit about how they're thinking about mobilizing their neighborhoods, how they're working with businesses across their association or their district, and with the idea of inviting all of us to ask some questions about how we can get engaged and how different neighborhoods look at this, right? One of the challenges of the Office of Economic Development and Cultural Affairs is pulling together resources where we know so many people have different unique interests. So everyone from somebody who is a solopreneur, food vendor entrepreneur, all the way up to somebody who is used to producing events for thousands of people, right? So the resources are going to look different for different people. And our business, no group like the directors of some of our local business associations to be able to share how they're thinking about SJ26.
Thank you, Jen. I will come back to people. There were arms up wanting to ask questions, so I promise you I'll come back to you. But in terms of the program, first of all, can I just introduce people? Can I introduce Paul Pham, the chair of the Story Road Business Association, Little Saigon. Helen Masapuri, co-president, president of the Alum Rock East Santa Clara Business Association, and Juan Carlos, president of the Alum Rock Business Village Association. Welcome to you all. And can I welcome Nathan Olsch, partner, Community Strong Strategies, who's done a lot of the real work on the ground. I just talk about it, he does it. And Nathan has really been instrumental as our organizer in partnership between business, community, city, council member, and the arms of government. Thank you, Nathan. Welcome.
Beautiful. Thank you, Vic. Thank you for everybody. Can you hear me? Oh, there we go. Thank you. Thank you, Vic. Thank you, OED, Councilmember Ortiz, for hosting us. Buenas tardes. Me llamo Nathan Olsch. I'm a partner at Community Strong Strategies here, supporting our diverse community. There's a slide that was here before. We're 1 million people proud. And the big thing for us is when I came to San Jose 5 years ago, I asked a lot of our folks in this city, what's most important to you? What makes us unique? The number one thing was people, and the second part was culture. And I think that remains true. And you see it here on the stage, you see it in our city every day. And so by virtue of that, the work that we do, I work with Cindy's in the back somewhere. Cindy, put up your hand. Cindy Fong, she's a part of our team. We have Diana Zapeda. We're bilingual. We're out here engaging with our community in partnership with Vic. He says we do the work, but it's a team effort at the end of the day. So a lot of the work that we're doing, we're building up our business communities. And again, this is with our council members, this is with our city staff, a lot of our partners out here that make this really happen, including Carlos, who's taking a picture right now, that gets our social media out there and lets people know what's happening on the street. And therefore, our business associations augment those messages for you all. So by virtue of that, we've created essentially what we call BIDs, Business Improvement Districts, over the last couple of years. You might have seen those. We have one coming up at council next week that Councilmember Ortiz is proud of, working again with Vic and the Office of Economic Development to make that happen. Jessica from the OED team, we've been working really closely with. So by virtue of that, it actually allows us to spend private capital mixed with public capital to do what we really need to do in our cities. And by virtue of that as well, we put on phenomenal events. So Paul from Story Road, he's been working with a couple different folks. There's Ryan Sebastian from Movable over here. We kicked off the inaugural night market in Vietnam Town. had over 10,000 people per event at that for 3 months. We kicked off Moon Festival this year as well in Story Road. 4,000 people plus came out to that event. Very culturally specific, and the dynamic's very important. And then with Helen, we've done a myriad of things in here, and also with support of Councilmember Ortiz. We've got new lighting coming up. You've seen new lightings on the buildings. We've done the Cinco de Mayo, the inaugural Cinco de Mayo event this last year. But we're very, very proud of our community and what we've been able to do to serve. So by virtue of that, I'm not going to continue talking anymore. I do want to pass it on to Paul to talk a little bit more about Story Road and the work that they're doing.
Thank you, Nathan, and thank you, Vic, for the introduction there. And I just want to start out just thanking everybody in this room. I mean, from the city to all the partners, and even all of you sitting out here in the audience. I think this is a great opportunity for all of us. I think what I want to say is that I want all of you guys to appreciate what opportunity we've got here, right? We've got these events coming to our area, and as a small business owner, it's difficult to do stuff, right? Even as a Story Road Business Association, it's difficult to do stuff because you've got to do the marketing, you've got to do the planning, you've got to do the permits, and with events like this, to have all the support of the entire city and the entire community, take advantage of it. Don't let this pass you by. Get your fellow business owners out there and tell them, don't miss out on SJ2026, right? Because you've got all the resources with the marketing and all the attention of the entire world on the Bay Area, right? And we want that living in San Jose. We don't want people going up to San Francisco because everybody's seen the Golden Gate Bridge, right? Who wants to see the Golden Gate Bridge again? We want them to come here to see Little Saigon, Vietnam Town, Santana Row, right? Japantown. We've got so much to offer in San Jose. Why not have them come here, stay in our hotels, pay our TOT tax, spend money, get sales tax so that we can provide more services to our residents here, right? So thank you for everybody here. Get that excitement going, and appreciate the event.
Hi, my name is Helen Masamori. I want to thank you everybody for being here tonight. Thank you, Vic, the City of San Jose, all the other partners who are working together. Thank you, a big special thank you to Councilmember Peter Ortiz. He's been the big support to our corridor to help to improve our businesses. With the new Business Improvement District, we're gonna have more opportunities. Some of the key highlights that happen here, we just finished to design a monument that we're gonna have in Alum Rock. We improved the lighting, cleaning, street cleaning, safety, and much more to come. And with the FIFA, with the SJ2026, we're gonna have more opportunities here to do a big watch parties partnership with a Mexican Heritage Plaza. We are very excited to attract a lot of more people to our corridor because East San Jose, we're forgotten. A lot of people here don't know that we exist. So why not? We needed to be heard, like a lot of people said. We wanted to make sure that everybody knows that we are here. So I wanted to, all the local business to take advantage. If you have any questions, I'm a president of the association, but we are here to serve you. We are donating our time. We're not getting paid, but we love what we do. We wanted to support a small business. So anything that you need, please just reach out. I can talk to anybody. I can give you my phone number. And I'm also a small business advisor for Silicon Valley Small Business Development Center. If anybody has any problem with procurement, paperwork, filling out paperwork. I speak 4 languages. Our team has a lot of information about procurement. We are a special advisor who can help you guys, okay? So take advantage of what's going on. There's a lot of opportunity for 2026. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Juan Carlos, and I'm the other part of the Alum Rock corridor, and we're working hard also to improve our area and highlighting our businesses that are on that area. And we're so proud of having help from San Jose City, Peter Ortiz, Nathan, Beck, all the city supporting us. So I just want to say thank you to everyone, and I'm hoping to hear better news because we came here to to hear about more resources, but we didn't happen. So I hope we're gonna have it. Sorry.
Thank you. And I do want to say, we are a city of 1 million people. We have 180,000 Vietnamese folks who call this home. 26% of our population are Latino. So just really thinking about who we're serving, why we're doing it, this is your representation here. We are looking for board members always. I will make the plug for our business associations. Throughout the city, there's a map of all of our districts, but if there's any questions that you have, Helen, Paul, Juan Carlos, anybody that you have here up front, including the council member, and Jessica Pasedios, thank you for hosting us tonight. Really appreciate it. This is a community amenity that we really need to cherish and take care of. So thank you all tonight for coming.
Thank you. Okay. Questions? I know people had their arms up and we had to move on. Yes.
Thank you. My name is Esperanza Covarrubias, and I'm actually with Bank of America. And, well, we're actually pretty proud to sponsor FIFA next year. But I wanted to make sure that I also let you guys know that, you know, I know we have a lot of partners here like SBDC, CDFIs, and other institutions. So something to keep in mind, if you're going to be looking to access capital next year, do it early because it takes time to get a loan approved and it takes a lot of requirements. So check in with your local bank, and if you're not approved, make sure that you consider other options like a CDFI or SBDC. They do provide access to capital. They also provide grants in financial literacy. So keep that in mind when you're looking for just to get access to capital next year, okay?
Perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you. That wasn't scripted. Michael. Sure.
Can you hear me? Just a quick question. Who will be in charge of venues that will have food trucks, or will that be outsourced to, sorry, what was it? To event planners?
Yeah, thanks very much.
So each event organizer who is submitting a proposal to host an event is the lead for that specific event. So if you have an event in mind, let us know. We can connect you with them directly so you can sign up if it's not too late already to participate as a vendor for that specific event. But the way it works is each event producer or organizer submits the permit application. They're the person that is coordinating the event and coordinating the vendors, the talent, and the services around that specific event. So happy to talk with you about your question and connect you with them directly.
Bianca.
Hey there, thank you so much. My name is Bianca. I'm California Director for Small Business Majority. We represent 85,000 small business owners who would love to take advantage of this opportunity in San Jose. So my question is for the business owners in our network, most of whom are either women entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs of color. Some folks don't even have email addresses. Some folks don't have websites. How can they interact and kind of plan for what kinds of questions and eligibility will be asked? And then is there any transparency procedures for how those decisions are made? And then lastly, a quick PSA that healthcare is incredibly important to the entire community. It is open enrollment season right now. Folks have until January 31st to sign up for healthcare. This is not part of the public charge. I know fear is instilled in a lot of us, our communities right now, but healthcare information is protected. So please enroll in healthcare before January 31st.
Thanks very much. I think the key question, if I could pull that out, Bianca, is what should I do if I don't have access to the internet? I don't have a cell phone, and I'm not familiar with coming into City Hall, and I don't know who is in City Hall. So my answer to that is not a perfect answer, but it's to make a phone call. Call us if you can, and call the Office of Economic Development. There will always be a member of staff in the Office of Economic Development to take your call, and there is a standard number that you can call, and that is a very safe way if you wanted to contact and have a conversation with someone in City Hall. I recommend you do that. You can walk into City Hall. There is a main reception in City Hall and say, I'd like to speak to someone from the Office of Economic Development, and the person on reception will call up to the Office of Economic Development. We're on the 16th floor, so it's not easy you can't just walk up. So that's how it works. And if you're not satisfied with that response, I would encourage you to contact the council member's office. They're very good at responding to issues of administration and due process, and they will always come back to the Office of Economic Development and say, what happened here? So you have two ways of kind of responding to that question, because I do meet people who say to me, I don't have internet access, or I choose not to use the internet, or for whatever reason. So I do try and encourage people to just make a call or walk into reception. It's not perfect, but it is a good way to enable you to feel as a resident of the city you have access to public services.
Hey, Vic, we have a question.
I would add on just quickly that we have a pretty robust library network where if somebody did want to access a computer and didn't have a computer at home, that you could go in and sign up for some time to use one of the computers in our public library system.
Yeah, Martin Luther King is fantastic if you're close to the one in downtown, because it's got the business center and the resources are all free.
Question over here.
Yep. Hi.
Ready? Buenas noches, Jesus Flores with the Latino Business Foundation, Silicon Valley. First want to say thank you, Jan, and all of the Office of Economic Development Department for putting this together, to Councilmember Ortiz also for hearing us when we called you and asked what was the attention put into the East San Jose. My question, and I'm glad I have you close to me, Mr. O'Hara. The question I have is, there will be over 100 games on the for the FIFA World Cup. Actually, 104 to be exact. 104 games, and I know that it has been said that one of those games will be happening here, or watch parties will be happening here in East San Jose. For us, this is an amazing opportunity to showcase what the East San Jose is. We have the best Mexican food for sure in East San Jose, and we have a community that is thriving and that needs some support. So I had a meeting actually with Jan and Roslyn a few weeks ago and mentioned the same. I wanted to find out how can we do to support the businesses in this area, because we know the smallest of the businesses that are in this area are also in need of support. So how can we support them? How can we help them have those either watch parties or activating their businesses? We are already working in our organization to put together another kit for these small businesses, but how can we support those ideas that many of these businesses have, especially in doing watch parties and entertainment zones, and again, not just one, because one game out of 104 is just too little. How can we help these, especially in East San Jose?
Thank you for the question. So we, for SJ2026, which is again run through the San Jose Sports Authority, does not have the same level of finances that the Bay Area Host Committee has and all the funding that they receive from the various governments and the big corporate sponsors. We've gone about and raised our own funding with that, and we are working through what portion of the small portion of funds that we've raised that we can spread throughout the districts for other watch parties. And so a watch party here at Mexican Heritage Plaza is something that we've committed to doing. If we could do more and budget permits that, we'd love to do more than that. But we're also working through, like, how can we essentially develop a playbook that makes it really easy for you to know everything you can do if you want to put on a watch party for yourself. So that's the way for us to sort of expand beyond one watch party, is really just giving you an easy template for how you can have watch parties on your own. I think the good thing around the World Cup that is a bit different from the Super Bowl is I think that FIFA has been pretty generous with their rights around watch parties. If you're not commercializing the watch party and you're under 5,000 people, you don't need to pay a fee. You don't need a license for that. You can just merely have the watch party, which I think is great. If you do want to commercialize it and you want more than 5,000 people at that event, well, then you do need to contact FIFA and secure a license for that. But the good news is it looks like it's not going to be cost prohibitive for most everybody to have a watch party. In terms of direct business, sorry, I shouldn't say we, but the Sports Authority, when they're contracting, works through operators to put on the concerts, watch parties, and all that type of stuff. We've tried to source all of that business locally, and then we've asked those vendors to have local vendors, so food service, that type of stuff. So we can start to try to connect you with who those operators are to try to source local business from the community here for those events that will happen in downtown. As well as there's other resources like through Team San Jose. They have their industry newsletter that you can sign up for, and you can see what other events are happening and then source business through that as well.
Thank you. Just a follow-up question. I have, you mentioned that there will be watch parties in other parts, not just in downtown San Jose. How many outside of downtown will be happening? How many watch parties?
We don't know the exact number of that because there's watch parties that won't involve the San Jose Sports Authority putting those on, and working through our plans of what we can do to be involved directly in watch parties that happen outside of downtown San Jose. We're working through organizations like Community Strong and Nathan Olsch, who was just up here speaking, to help us come up with plans and help us amplify things. But I can't really give you a number on how many will happen yet because we're still in the planning process of that. And again, a lot of those will just happen informally through other organizations doing that on their own.
But we can have a commitment to make it equal for most of the areas then.
We'll do our best to make that happen. A lot of this is just going to be what the community decides to do and what we have for funds.
Thank you.
Thank you, Peter, for doing this. This is absolutely amazing today. I have 3 things I want to bring up right away. I feel your energy and your excitement about this. I'm getting excited too. How many of you were here during the last World Cup that was in the area? I was. Just a few. Oh my God! You don't know what you're in for. Things you don't imagine is going to happen. It's just so exciting. Well, first of all, people have to win that you don't expect to win or lose, right? So I have 3 questions, direct questions that are important questions. I'm not going to. One, is there a job site that we can look at right now? I'm an artist. I paint murals. I create gardens that say, welcome to San Jose. I'm a landscaper. I'm a carpenter. I'm an electrician. To build and all of these ad hoc things are going to be popping up here. Right now, is there a site for me to call and get business because I'm local? Second, transportation needs, because there's going to be a huge amount of extra people to move around from here to there. I know that we have people already working on that, and are they keeping in mind one thing? Where the stadium is over there. I have friends that live in that neighborhood, you know, like by the Central Expressway, blah, 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 over back in like that, that had a hell of a time during all those games. I mean, a hell of a time. One, the things that were in place by law were hard to get a hold of, and people didn't follow that law, so they had people parking in their driveways that were there for the games, because they could, and all kinds of things. One of the things that the closed streets in that area. Where can you get a quick look at what's closed on at a moment, at moment by moment time, because things merge and flow, and these things come out, and the police realize we've got to close this down and create a traffic route this way. Where can a person, an average so-and-so who doesn't know how to get around on the internet, doesn't say, call such and such number and press number 3. Oh, we'll get back to you in 10 minutes. I mean, that's where it is right now. You know it's going to be crazy then. That they can find out how they can get in and out of their home, get their kids to school, and pick them up, and simple things like that, because closed streets, too many people, a lot of visitors, et cetera, et cetera. Thank you so much.
All right, she was ready to do a mic drop. All right, if you think a little bit about Viva Calle or Rock and Roll Marathon or some of the other events where the Lowrider Festival, events where there are street closures, the producer of the event is in charge for reaching out to businesses nearby to say, so you know, from this time to this time, the road will be closed. Let your customers know that you'll still be open. And then you can usually access those closures, those street closures. And I see my events team colleagues ready to jump on the mic here, so.
No, that's great. I was actually wanted to respond to your first question. You said you're an artist, and you wanted to know about, is that your question?
Let's just say that I've been in the arts for a long time.
Okay. Who are the artists in the room? Raise your hand. Welcome. We're so glad you're here tonight. My name's Kira. I'm with the Office of Cultural Affairs, and we are looking to engage our local artist community. We have already engaged at least 50 artists about 2026 opportunities, and there are more opportunities coming up. In fact, the San Jose Sports Authority announced today an exciting new program called On the Ball. And we had our debut artist, and his name is Emilio Cortez, and essentially we are going to be inviting artists to apply to paint large balls, whether they're basketballs or soccer balls or footballs. So artists, we want to hear from you, and we want to engage with you. So Zach Waldron, John Poach, Sports Authority team, raise your hand. These are the people that put this amazing program together. So this is just one of the programs that we'll have available. So for the local artists in the room, please reach out. You can send an email to culturalaffairs@sanjoseca.gov, and we will put you in touch with the Sports Authority, and also make sure that you're aware of other opportunities coming up. Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you, Kerry. More people with their hands up. You, sir, and then you at the back. So 1, 2, 3.
Hi, I just want to say thanks to Councilmember Peter Ortiz for putting this together. I want to say shout out to Jessica, the School of Arts and Culture, for hosting this. Welcome to my side of town, born and raised on the east side. I just want to shout out to all the people that shared today their comments. What you hear is our heart, our soul. This, when we talk about culture in the city, this is where it comes from. I just hope that the opportunities are real. Jessica brought out she said it point blank, where are these dollars going to? You know, I understand the Super Bowl's right around the corner, decisions need to be made. You need to know that some of these vendors that they've already using are not from San Jose. They are from San Francisco. We claim that we want to do better this time around than we did in 2016, but yet you're already handing the bill over to SF, creatives, curators, talent buyers. Don't get it twisted. San Jose Foods, shout out to them. You may follow them. You know, Anthony has adopted our city. He is not from here, though. And you have creatives, curators, producers who can work at a high level, have done it in other communities, and yet can't get the call here in their own city. So this is not about me. This is about making sure that I hope y'all get a response to your emails, because I haven't. I had this same spiel in June at City Hall. I have yet to get a response back. So I'm frustrated, but I'm one creative. And you know, this is an opportunity of revenue. Businesses can springboard from 2026. What about our city for the next decade? These people are getting hired right now to do the work that we need to do to make our city look good. You have creatives in place that can make your city look good every day and have been for multiple decades. People that aren't here with us anymore, shout to them, my ancestors who did some beautiful things. I just hope that we get opportunities out here in Eastside. I tried to step to the downtown arena. It's a love and hate relationship with my city, but I love my city. I know what our city is about. I know the type of entertainment and creatives can bring to this. And all you guys are getting the handout now, that's fine, that's great. And I'm open for collaboration. But just give me a call. Y'all know me in this room. Y'all know me. You got my number, you got my email. You reach out. The team, you shouted out the team members. I know them. I haven't got an email or call from them saying, hey, what do you have to say? What do you think?
Thank you.
Well, I particularly enjoyed the comment about past and present and future and honoring what has come before. And I think in this moment, the city is trying to do something different than what came before for the Super Bowl 10 years ago. And we've got this aggregation of 3 major events. So this is a new page that we're trying to turn over. And we do that with community support. Right? And as for the future, let it be known that our teams are are actively talking about, how do we springboard off of the opportunities in this moment? And council is helping us steward conversations also for how we keep the energy. And so some of that is through capacity building, right? There are bound to be people in the room who have not been a premier vendor or a provider for an event. And maybe this step and this journey is introducing you to a resource that helps you take a next step towards a new consumer base or a new way to market your product. So looking forward to championing the capacity that's being built all around us as communities and the city help to champion these great events. Do you have any other questions from the room?
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Brandon Quintanilla. Some of you guys know me as BQ. I'm an event producer here in San Jose. My question is very simple, since we are here in the, some might call the heart of San Jose, here in Eastside San Jose. Is there any confirmed SJ2026 events in Eastside San Jose? That's my question. And I guess that could be towards anybody representing the city on that discussion.
Maybe you missed before, we are doing a watch party here during the World Cup that'll happen here at Mexican Heritage Plaza.
And likewise, if there are ideas in the room for what the community would like to see, please reach out to Melina, who is here to help you consolidate your ideas and make an action plan.
And we have one question over here in Spanish, and then I'll try to translate.
Buenas noches. Yo soy propietaria de un pequeño negocio. Estos eventos van a ser unos eventos muy grandes para nosotros como pequeños negocios. Han hablado, han dicho muchas cosas bien chévere, pero pues a mí como pequeño negocio no he escuchado ni he entendido en qué forma va a ser tan asequible para nosotros como pequeños negocios aplicar para poder vender en estos grandes eventos.
All right, so she's asking, she is a small business owner, and there's been a lot of conversation around small businesses. What she wants to know is, how can small businesses be a part of these larger events, be a vendor or other opportunities as part of the larger events? And that's the question.
All right, thank you for the question. I think for some vendors, there may be a very big leap to being able to be an entrepreneur and be competitive in some of the bigger events. But that doesn't mean that there aren't all strata of events where community members will be hosting. Melina shared with us some of the activations that are happening across neighborhoods or that can happen where there is opportunities for vendors of all sizes. So I think there are a couple of different pathways forward, and depending on your industry and your type of business model, you could be a one-person vendor who is able to see traction with some of the larger events. Or per your industry, you might be a vendor who sees opportunity through any strata of different size events that are happening. But the good news is that events will be happening all around us. So I would encourage you to share with people in the room, share with your network, share with the business organizations what your interest is and what your talent is, and let us all help you try to harness that so that you can recognize your business vision in SJ26.
And sorry, can I just add a little bit to her question? Just from the event side, we do have a calendar of events on our website, sjculture.org. We have the list of events that we permit through our office on there. So we do get this question often year-round, and what we let people know is if they want to contact the event organizer, we help the event organizer permit their events, but we can't require them to select certain vendors, but we can connect you to event organizers, and we can give you their contact information or their website if they are having some type of vendors, and then you can work with the event organizers directly on that too.
Thank you, Nellie. And if I can also add, it sounds like there's some event organizers who have some ideas potentially. So why don't, as vendors, as businesses, connect with those event organizers, get in tune with them and line up so that we can have that whole ecosystem of us helping each other out, right? So making space for each other at our events. So I would love that connection to be made and happy to facilitate and help out as well. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Andrew Espino. I'm an entrepreneur, born and raised here in San Jose, East San Jose in particular. Tommy, well said. I really appreciate you saying those words. It means a lot. I think there's a lot of frustration sometimes coming out of the community. There's a lot of opportunity, but it seems like it gets lost in translation many times. My question, the east side is very big and very large, and we don't have a hotel, for example, to actually host people to stay in East San Jose. So a lot of folks will be staying downtown or they'll be staying in Milpitas. How do we get those folks that have options? Other communities within San Jose are highly promoting activity, for example, the concert downtown. How do we draw those folks to these businesses? It's not easy to get around East San Jose. It's not very walkable. So that involves transportation. How are we coordinating with Milpitas, with their hotels and their transportation sources to drive people to East San Jose? It's a great idea, but we also have to look at the realistic approach of entering into Eastside and keeping the money flowing in the Eastside. And I don't think that's been really thought out or explained of how that's gonna happen. And so hopefully on the next meeting that we can discuss that or actually have some sort of resolution, because we want the money to stay here just as much as any other community. So I just wanted to expand on that, and I don't know who's in charge of that relationship, but maybe somebody can touch upon that or bring that up in the future.
Thank you. Very good.
A great topic around which Helen and some of the other business support systems can lean into, right? Like, what are the ideas that are coming from you, from community, that are the ways that you want to welcome visitors to Alum Rock, to the East Side? So I would definitely say to connect with the business association and your ideas, bring them to the table. And then also I would encourage folks to, as your community events and your ideas are manifesting, to put them out on the Team San Jose calendar and schedule of events, because inevitably people are, visitors coming to town are going to go to SJ2026. They're going to look and see what events are scheduled. And, you know, if I'm a visitor from Switzerland, I'm like, oh, I'm in this amazing, diverse, major city in America. I would really love to go see the Mexican Heritage Plaza and experience some food and culture, right? And so help us help you through promoting through the schedule of events on the Team San Jose website. Because we're happy to be an amplifier for some of the ideas that you bring and that you want to see as an authentic representation of your community.
Jen, can I add? Thank you for that question. For all of you guys who have been to other cities, what's the reason that you go to those cities? It's some to visit families, some is to go to an event like a sporting event or go to a concert. But what else do? You still need to eat. You still want to spend your time going to learning about the history of that city. You're standing in one of the most historical places in San Jose right now that made the city. So you're going to have visitors who are coming here for the soccer match, for a football game. But what are they going to do for the rest of the day? They're going to come and learn about the history. So I think promoting, Jessica's doing a great job partnering with us, promoting the Mexican Heritage Plaza in the region, but we have neighborhoods that we promote. We have 18 neighborhoods that we promote on sanjose.org from the visitor perspective, and that's evergreen. We are not a membership-based organization, so we promote citywide. So everybody has an equal opportunity to come and talk to us, get your event on the website, get your business listing on our website, and we're building, that's just step one. Build from that and let us know what other events, Super Bowl events, FIFA World Cup watch party events that you're doing. Load it onto our website. That will feed into the SJ2026.org website, so visitors will know. And additionally, please remember that we travel for different reasons, and I've met every type of visitor. We travel for business, we travel for leisure. There's foodies who are here. This is some of the best food in San Jose. You have your high end, you have your low end of all price points. You got your Michelin star just down the street at Adega. That's gonna draw visitors in who are gonna buy those Super Bowl tickets, they're gonna buy those FIFA World Cup tickets. They're gonna come and try to experience Adega to our world-class Michelin star chef and experience this neighborhood. And you got the best taco trail in the SF Chronicle called this is the best place in the city. KQED called us the best immigrant food city in the nation. So we have culinary offerings here that are just drawing people in. Everybody has I travel for food. I don't know about you guys, but I travel for food. This is a great place for people to come in and start their San Jose experience.
Amazing. Well, with that, a round of applause. Just a thank you to the community for turning out. It looks like we have one last question.
Not question, just a comment. I
Okay.
think to add to like BQ, you asked about events in 2026. So my name is Julie Dominguez, but I'm here with Pete B and his family with Pete B Center. If you guys are not aware, I encourage you all, we're not here to like just promote, but it's to answer the question. Pete B Center is the largest privately owned music venue, and we're in the heart of downtown San Jose in the SoFa district. And we are looking to do 26 festivals in 2026. So for the 6 festivals. Oh, I was like way ahead of the game here. But so not 26. He already quoted that. But anyway, so the point is that for the small business owners that are here and the vendors that are asking that question, how can you be involved or what events are going on? Well, we have events going on. Our website is up and running. We have a show coming up. Check us out on our website, petebcenter.org, and on all social media platforms. But thank you.
All right. Thank you. Well, thank you for that announcement. A great opportunity for networking. La última.
Buenas noches, mi nombre es Susana López y pertenezco a la Asociación de Vendedores de la Flea Market de San José. Sé que ustedes están promocionando bastante lo que es el Alum Rock Area para ahora todos los eventos que vienen, pero también queremos saber si ustedes tienen algún plan de promocionarnos a nosotros como vendedores, que nos hemos visto bastante afectados por todas las políticas que tenemos ahora en esta administración. Entonces, nuestros negocios han caído bastante y queremos saber si también podemos ser parte de esta promoción para los eventos.
She just quickly asked, she is a flea market vendor, and she wants to know how they could get incorporated in these events. They've been through a lot politically in the flea market, so they want to be included in anything that 2026 events are doing. So if there's a way to incorporate them as flea market vendors, they want to ask, like, how does that happen?
Yeah, as we mentioned previously, as vendors, we need you to connect with the event organizers directly, but I know that we are very cognizant of our vendor community out here and making opportunities, making room. So we also, in the Office of Cultural Affairs, speak to our event organizers about creative ideas and where to engage with a diverse representation of vendors that have different artisans and merchandise. So we will connect and to speak with you directly, because there's a web page where you can get in touch with the event organizers directly. But I want us to be really focused and intentional on how we curate and engage with our vendor community.
All right. With that, we are way over time, and let's hope that the parties for SJ26 last as long as our Monday night business resources table and go beyond the schedule. We did want to give Councilmember Ortiz an opportunity to share some closing thoughts.
Right, well, just as people are walking out, I just want to thank everyone for being here, everyone for taking time out of your Monday night to learn more about SJ26. And I want to just say I hear you. You know, I myself had those same questions. Who's getting these contracts for these events? Are they from San Jose? Are they getting local businesses? what was the process? Or are we just giving these contracts to insiders, to be honest with you? What does the process look like? How are we going to make sure that this is equitable and it goes to people who make this city move and not outsiders? And so I want you to know I'm going to continue to hold the city accountable, the Sports Authority accountable, and everyone accountable to the needs of East San Jose. So thank you so much and have a good evening.